one of the big mistakes that I have a tendency to make, I do this all the time, man, and it's bad. And I see when I'm doing it, and I got to stop myself. And it's a bad tendency, and I still catch myself doing it. I try to plan and create at the same time. So if there's something that I want to do, I'm reading the book, planning and putting into action immediately. Like boom, 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 boom. That's a bad way to do it. That's horrible. You know how I know that's horrible? Because then I end up making half-baked crazy shit because I didn't take time to really understand what you're trying to do. Read the book. Take your time. Let it digest. Then I listened to it wasn't a podcast. I listened to an audiobook. Where the hell did I hear somebody say this? I heard somebody talk about Tim Ferriss. By the way, I don't listen to Tim Ferriss. I bought his book many, many years ago. One of the things Tim Ferriss does is he just spends weeks and weeks walking around. He spends time just walking around. He says, yeah, my day is actually pretty boring. He gets up, he might meditate, do a little workout, and just walk around. He says, I spend a lot of time sitting down and walking around. Why does he do that? Why does he just sit down and walk around? Because he's digesting, assimilating, and utilizing information that he's gathered maybe weeks ago. He's letting it digest, letting his unconscious work on it. And then spontaneity arises. It's like a quantum leap. And then he knows what he needs to go do. There's a time for consumption and there's a time for production. Does that make sense? You're not eating food and burning it up right away. You don't take in information and use it right away. You consume, you digest and assimilate, take space, and then you produce. But when you're producing, you're not consuming. Unless you're one of these guys that believe in peri-workout meals. You know, like some of these bodybuilders or powerlifters, probably mostly powerlifters, fat powerlifters. They eat during their workouts. Or maybe like a marathon runner, they'll like take like, I don't know, shots of sugar or some shit while they're running. But the point is, when you're producing, you're in production mode. You're producing, you're making stuff, you're working, you're grinding. You don't take in information at that time, you produce. And in fact, it's better that you keep them separate. You got to keep these separate. There's a time for consumption and there's a time for production, but you can't do them both at the same time. Right now, you're in a season of production. Cut the consumption. Cut the consumption unless you can do it easily and without resistance, yeah. But if you can't do it, if you don't have the time and you're resisting it, that means it's not time. Don't do it.
Porn. 68% of church-going men watch it secretly, hiding this vice from their wife. For other men, it's alcohol or drug use. Are you willing to risk your marriage, family, and finances for sinful pleasures and vice? Or are you ready to fight back? If you're a married Christian businessman or entrepreneur, caught in the clutches of drinking, drugs, or jerking off, realize that every moment spent in these vices is literally destroying your life. Is this the man God called you to be? To live like this? If you're ready to go to war against vice and take your life back, here's my advice. Click the link in this video or visit waronvice.com to book a call with me to see if we're a good fit for going into battle together. I'll see you on the inside.